When do you need to worry about alcohol? When I was drinking, there was a point where I missed some clues as to where alcohol was taking me. There were some obvious ones and some not so obvious ones. I wish I had seen these clues, but I didn't know what to look for, or maybe I didn't want to know. Maybe if I saw these clues and knew what to do, I could have avoided some of the pain I caused myself and to others around me. Maybe you're wondering if you are at or beyond that point of needing to stop drinking. There are some critical points where you really should question whether you should stop drinking or not. You can learn to recognize them, and I'm going to explain in a simple way what these clues are, how to recognize them, and what to do about them. Hey, I'm Terry from TalkSober.com. Most people, at least the ones I know, got introduced to alcohol in their teens or their 20s. Alcohol is fun for them. It helps with that social anxiety. It helps them relax. It just makes them feel good. This was also the case for me. Now, most of these same people can use alcohol without any problems their entire life. They can hold a good job, they can stay physically healthy, have a good family relationships, and have a generally good life. And once again, this was the case for me. Alcohol was not a problem for me for many decades. But for some of us, we cross this line. We cross this line where alcohol is starting to do more bad than good. And maybe we've had some negative consequences, but nothing too major. It could be something as minor as getting a bit too intoxicated at a party or a family gathering, and we felt embarrassed. These people might get into a little bit of trouble because of alcohol, but they're able to curb their behavior and their alcohol use in such a way that they can continue to drink normally. This is a case with a lot of people. Many people can drink in a mild or even a moderate way for their entire life with few negative consequences. And even those with some bigger negative consequences like mild medical, family, or even legal issues can change their habits in a positive way and continue to use alcohol. But what about those of us that are on our way to alcoholism, or those of us that are already at that point, whether they realize it or not? What do we need to look for? What is going to tell us that we really need to take a good, serious look at our drinking? Well, we need to look at how alcohol is affecting our lives. This can be difficult to see because for many of us, alcohol has always been associated with good things like celebrations, vacations, fun events, camping, relaxing, a lot of things. We have this tendency to not want to let go of alcohol because we feel it helps us make the good things in life better. Or on the other hand, some of us don't want to let go of alcohol because it helps us cope with those difficult things. Either way, this just isn't true. There are absolutely no benefits to drinking alcohol. It is a poison that affects every cell in our body. And if we drink too much of it, it will damage every part of our life. So what exactly do you need to look at to decide if drinking is a problem? Well, start with the basics. Maybe you're starting to see some minor negative consequences. Hangovers or loss of productivity due to drinking maybe the night before. Maybe you've said something while drinking to somebody that you now regret saying, or you did something that you wouldn't normally do if you were sober. These are the things that many would think are minor and just part of having fun while drinking. After all, these things, they usually don't hurt anything in the long run, and it's not like your drinking is affecting your livelihood or your relationships. At least that's what many of us want to think. But look at it. When you're hungover, you don't want to do anything. You're going to tend not to be productive. You're going to tend not to want to be proactive in your relationships. You may have broken some trust with the person if you said the wrong thing to them. What about the bigger and more obvious clues like getting a DUI or losing a job or losing a marriage or actually hurting somebody? These are critical points that you need to look at. Does everyone need to quit drinking if these things are happening? Well, maybe. You really need to take a good hard look at it. So how do you take a good hard look at it? First, if you're having some negative consequences from drinking, try not drinking and don't repeat those behaviors that cause the problems. If you can't do either one of those things, you should probably get some help to stop drinking. I know this may sound a bit extreme, but if alcohol is not a problem, quitting, even if it's for a short time, shouldn't be a problem either. From my experience and working with others and their experiences, if you can't change your seemingly small negative behaviors, things will get worse if you keep drinking. And when alcoholic behaviors get worse, the consequences get worse. And sometimes they're devastating. The problem here is alcohol is influencing our decisions. We think we need the alcohol because it helps everything. We have to let go of this idea. Alcohol has no benefits. The trick is to start looking for a solution. It's difficult, it's scary, but falling into full-blown alcoholism, it's much worse. Go to a doctor. Check out a 12-step meeting. Research things online. Check out our program at talksober.com. Do everything you can to find a solution. Be honest with yourself. Be open-minded to anything that has worked for someone else. Be willing to actually do whatever it's going to take to stop drinking, or at least to not have a drink today. If alcohol is a problem for you, the only way to get lasting sobriety is by changing your perspective towards alcohol and taking action towards sobriety. It seems like a drastic change that I'm proposing, and in many ways it is, but it's not that difficult. Just take a little at a time, be consistent, and keep moving in the right direction. If you do this, you will change your perspective on life. Alcohol will no longer be an issue, and you can concentrate on living life as it should be and not have to worry about those negative consequences from alcohol. Here at TalkSober.com, we have a program designed to help you change your perspective towards life and alcohol. We can help you stay stopped for good. Go check us out and join our Facebook group by the same name, where you can connect with many that are working on that journey in sobriety. Thanks for watching.